Hi traders, this is Forex Nelson and I'm back today with another 8 trades. Today's date is April the 13th. I am using my new Pro Scalper system. I love it. Makes my trading day much easier to do. I like the idea that when you get a signal, in other words, when it turns from red to blue right here, this point, you'll get the pop-up like that. You'll get a pop-up window telling you to either buy or sell in the pair. And even at the price they tell you. I don't bother with the price because I teach a unique way to trade so that you can get in at usually, and many times you can get in at a better price. Now I started trading this morning at 20 after 8 and within 25 minutes, except for this one pair right here and this one, 8:45 I closed out the trade, so that was 25 minutes of trading, and this was about 15 or 20 minutes, about 20 minutes later, 9:07, and I am done right around 9 o'clock in the morning. It's only 9:10 right now, a.m. New York time, as I'm doing this video. Now most of these trades were the trades that I teach in a great way to trade, the videos. It's exactly like this one, and I'll get into this in a moment, but first I would like to inform you that all trading systems will work less than 50% of the time. That includes, obviously, all my trigger systems. Now, it took me 8 years and over 700 trading systems to learn that. To get that up to 90%, 80 or 90% success rate, you will have to learn how to trade the flow of the market, which is what I teach. You will also have to learn trade management and money management. I have made trading the market simple and easy to do for all 3 sessions, including many ways to trade the markets. To be successful in trading, all you need is a lot of chart time and a lot of education. And of course, as you well know, education, good quality education costs money. And I do provide a lot of education. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. This will encourage me to do more of these videos. If you leave your name and email address, I will put you on my email list for free weekly trading tips. So now we can get into the trades. First one we got, the Euro New Zealand. Starting at the top, let's drag and drop it up, see where I got in at. But anyhow, this is 8:30 a.m. I took the trade here. Should have just waited for a bit of a pullback, but as you can see, this does qualify for a great way to trade, as I'm using mostly the goal line and indicators down at the bottom. So and plus over here, top left side, the scalper is saying on the 15-minute time frame it is a buy. So as soon as it changes from red, because it would say over here sell, it would be in red. Right at this point it's saying to buy. So that's exactly what I did. I bought. It did go against me 14 pips, and I closed this trade out with 11 pips. And 11 pips on the Euro New Zealand paid $773. And as you can see, it's still moving right along. By the way, I do teach in the training videos how you can stay in the trade for more pips. But once I get around my 100 pips, and I'm well over 100 pips, I am basically done trading for the day. And secondly, I wanted to point out, it is very important that you do more than one trade at a time. I do minimum 3 trades, but many times it's between 5 and 10 trades. Today happened to be 8 trades because I never know which one is going to move. Obviously, the pairs down here at the bottom moved a lot more than 10 pips. and these first 1, 2, 3, 4 was only around 10 to 15 pips. So due to the fact that I don't know which one's going to give me the most pips, so I put in a bunch of trades. If you're, and of course, if you're worried about, over leveraging, you just have to have money management in order. And of course, you have trade management in order, like especially once you put in the trade, you have to manage the trade. In other words, don't turn a winning trade into a losing trade. So moving on to the Euro CAD, my next trade I did. Right away, first thing I can see, like I come to the computer around 6 in the morning. There's only one thing I'm thinking about doing, is buying. Because not only does this qualify for a great way to trade, but look, this scalper's saying up here to buy. It's not saying to sell. So let's drag and drop this up, see where I got in at. Now, just to let you know, by the time I actually saw this trade, it was well into the run, but I knew the meter was very strong at the time, and I knew I could minimum at least scalp, which is basically what I did. Did go against me around 14 pips. Looks like I closed this one out with 11 pips also, and 11 pips on the Euro CAD paid $873. See how important it is to have trade management in order? Because if I walked away from the computer not paying attention, I would be losing right now. And I would prefer to close the trade with a plus 11 pips than be down 5 pips or more. Moving right on to the next pair, Euro Aussie. Perfect example of a great way to trade. Most traders can learn how to trade a great way to trade within a week. It's the easiest and it comes with the highest success rate. But remember, you also have to learn how to trade flow of the market. And basically the flow of the market is, this is the flow. It goes up, pull back up, pull back up, pull back. And I teach exactly how to trade market flow. Here we go. Again, another one I saw a little bit late. Obviously would have been better way back here. But as I said, I'm only looking for a certain number of pips every day. Took the trade at this cursor. Went 11 pips against me. And looks like I ended up with about 12 pips here. And 12 pips on the Euro Aussie. Paid out $913. I try to keep my trading simple, not complicated. I trade the New York session. Doesn't make any difference which session, whether it's New York, London, or Asian. Keep it simple. Get in front of the computer an hour to 3 hours, like an hour or two or so before the market opens. Analyze the charts. Wait for the trade setup to come to you. And you take the trade. Now I show you exactly the perfect timing entries. These are all things that I teach within the training videos. In all the years that I came across trading systems, and by the way, I do have 1,200 trading systems that I picked up over the past 16 years, which did cost me well over $70,000, but I learned really quickly after the first less than 1 year when I lost $30,000. I got tired of giving money to the broker. And if you get tired of giving money to the broker, find somebody where that person, the trader, is selling some good education. And so spend your money on education. And then demo or paper trade until you are a good trader. Because until you get that good education, and then you do the homework, and then become good in a demo account, if you don't do that, the only one that's going to be happy will be the broker, because he's going to take all your money. And guess who's not going to be happy? You. And I wasn't happy after I lost 30,000, but it didn't faze me. I was buying education every week until I finally figured it out. And my mentor told me that about 15 years ago. You spend enough chart time, you will learn how the market moves. And once you establish that, then you'll become a good trader. And he's the one who actually said, you don't need a complicated system, just something that gives clear-cut signals to buy or sell. Follow your trading plan, which is what I show you and teach you, and then you will start to find success. Unfortunately, he did not go into really great detail on how to do this learning of the flow of the market, which is what I do. I go into great detail showing you exactly how to trade that way. Moving right along, pound yen. Love this pound yen. Love all the pound pairs as they move a lot. First thing from way back here, sell, not complicated. Get in at the best price. Sometimes I miss it, but I know I'm going to get some pips, and that's all I care about. Now this one here, obviously right here, would have been the best price. But at least I didn't pull the trigger here, and sometimes I do. But I know the most it'll come back to is around the goal line. So if I happen to take the trade here, I would have been down 45 pips. And that, in this situation, you're going to need more than a 20 pip stop. But if you do the way I teach, get in get in at a better price, shall we say. And look at this. Now it only went 13 pips. I can live with that with a 20 pip stop. I closed it out here. Now I definitely could have got a lot more pips, but as I said, if you look down at the bottom, I closed out all the trades around the same time. For me, I just look at the total. When I'm getting around 100 pips, I just close the trade, and I am a very happy trader. So as you can see, on pretty much most of these trades, I could have gotten, that's another 40 pips here. I could have got more. Receive more pips, but I was happy at this point, so guess what? Happy, closed the trade with 10 pips, and 10 pips on the pound yen paid $915. Remember, don't be too greedy, and because traders who are greedy, the market is just gonna chew you up, and you'll end up in a slaughterhouse. Like greedy traders end up losing. So don't be too greedy. Next pair, pound Swiss. See where I got in at. Then we can talk about the trade. Let's see what happened here. Sell signal right here. That's exactly what I did. Sold. Everything down at the bottom, screaming. Sell. Don't make it complicated. Went against me 11 pips. And again, I could have got a lot more, 58 pips. But I was happy when I closed the trade with 14 pips. And so be it, 14 pips. And the pound Swiss paid $1,518. And remember, I do teach how you can stay in the trade for more pips. Now, that's not being greedy. It's just being, let's say, your account is not big enough. And so you're just trying to get more pips. Well, I teach you in 2 training videos exactly how to get more pips. Now, just to let you know, on this trade, as I am an advanced trader, which means I know a lot about trading, I know that once you pull too far away from the goal line, price always comes back to the goal line. And what I did was I went down to a smaller time frame, which was showing the pullback signals. And as my mentor told me, it's okay to go against the immediate trend, which happens to be down, but you got to know how to do it, and it's going to be very short-lived. Remember I told you in the other trade, price comes back to around the moving averages? Well, all I did was I measured, and I was happy to grab some pips, and that happens to be 17 pips, better than scalping. And I very quickly closed the trade because I knew that it was going to drop. Okay, and those 17 pips on the pound dollar paid $1,700. Remember, you can trade with the trend or you can do against the trend, but keep a close eye on the trade. Don't turn a winning trade into a losing trade, and keep in mind that this is just, it's just a pullback. I teach how to trade this way within the videos called How to Trade Pullbacks. This is all the way you have to learn, as in market flow. You have to learn that. Moving on to the pound New Zealand. Let's see where I got in here. Now this one I sold. Qualifies for a great way to trade. I took the trade here. We had enough red down at the bottom. Took the trade. It went against me 17 pips. And I got out here being happy with 26 pips. And 26 pips on the pound New Zealand paid $1,829. And again, I teach how you can grab these pips if you have a burning desire to get more pips. Last pair, euro dollar. This one was very similar to the pound dollar. Let's see what's happening in here. Okay, on this one I bought euro dollar. Let's see where I got in at. I pulled the trigger here at this point right here. Now this particular trade, I teach how to do this. Doesn't make any difference what time frame. And by the way, you can trade my trigger systems on all of the different time frames, except for this scalper, of course. If you really want to see the scalper working, it only works on the 1, 5, and 15 minutes. But this way I was trading, I teach in the videos called How to Teach Trade It Around the Goal Line. Now there was clues down at the bottom from back here, 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 and here to buy. It did do a bit of a spike here, but that's the way the market moves. Took the trade here, went against me around 18 pips, and looks like I closed it out with 30 pips, and 30 pips on the euro dollar paid $3,000. So this video is already getting a little bit too long, and I'm not going to go into much detail more. All I know is if your system is not producing like my Pro Scalper, I suggest you get your hands on it. And now I do charge $250 for it, but you can get all that information right below this video. You'll see this right here. I'm not going to explain much more. All my contact information is here. Keep in mind that if you click on this link, we'll have a Skype connection, and through Skype screen sharing, I'll give you a free session and answer all your questions. So time to wrap up this video as it's approaching 20 minutes. If you have any questions, as I said, just get in contact with me. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Yeah, and I forgot to wrap up the pip total right here. I just did a quick math. Ended up with 131 pips. As I said, I'm happy when I get around 100 pips, and that is the reason why I close out the trades, even though I could have got a lot more pips. And those 131 pips today paid $11,524. So definite time to wrap up this video. So until the next video, happy trading, and remember to keep yourself and your family safe. Okay, bye for now.